Zocdoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. I love ZocDoc, and after using it, I could never go back to booking my doctors regular way. Like, no, girl, this is the future, y'all. Booking your doctor in an app on your phone. Like, hello, 2024. Go to ZocDoc.com/rivalry and download the ZocDoc app free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/rivalry, ZocDoc.com/rivalry. I'm even afraid to sing the legendary theme song. I don't want the Rivalry stands to get mad at us. They're like, don't see that song, Rivalry. How dare you?
They're like, are you even doing? Is this now just a show where you review Legendary? I'm like, literally 3 episodes, and y'all are really wilding out in these streets.
The Gagarini Santini girl.
No one was doing that when we were reviewing Drag Race, but also granted, when we were reviewing Drag Race, we were doing Rivalry simultaneously.
And it's also there's more chances to watch Drag Race. Legendary, if you don't live in certain countries, you just literally can't watch it unless you do the whole VPN thing. And
unless honestly, you use expressvpn.com/rivalry. That's expressvpn.com/rivalry. Actually, I don't know if that's the actual code.
Yeah, you just saying shit. Jacob said that is what it is.
See,
we played Porch the other day, and Bob, as Bob do, becomes a terrorist in every situation that you embark on.
I want to point out that if I had your friend Marcos here, he would agree that you were acting completely wild, and we had
to get you in check. Wild.
Yes, you were.
Okay, in case y'all don't know what Porch is like hood Uno. So what it is that there's a draw 2 penalty for almost everything. There's a draw 2 penalty if you don't know it's your turn. There's a draw 2 penalty if you take too long to play.
So you were just mad because you were getting the penalties.
I won the second round, so apparently I wasn't getting that many.
Yeah, the second one. You got whooped up on the first one. How about that?
Did you win the first one?
Technically.
No, not technically. You did not win the first one. Tyrone won the first one.
I never heard this Uno out rule. I heard Uno and then you say out.
Oh, yes. Can y'all please sound out? You have to say Uno.
I said Uno.
But then you have to say Uno out.
I mean, where I'm from, we say out, but I didn't want to fight. Unlike you, Monet, I just accepted the consequences and kept rolling. You, on the other hand, were fighting like you were on trial, like you were in the O.J. Simpson trial.
Well, it was also house rules, so I have my house rules.
No, that's the thing. No, but we did not consent to you because Monet's house rules. Monet gets to make. Monet's house rules are she gets to just make up rules as she's going. That's Monet's house rules.
True.
Yes, you were. You'd be like, well, the house rule is that this has to happen, and we're all like, what the? You did not. You had no way of establishing the house rules. You just you were like
you didn't ask. You
were announcing them as we went, and we were all decided no, we don't like those rules.
Do you want me to have just a fucking because I play Uno every day? You want me to have like a sign like these are the Uno house rules? No, y'all should have asked some of the rules that you weren't clear about.
So that's not my job. We say, Monet, tell us what all the rules are, but you just get to tell us as you're going. Like, as a new rule shows up, and they're like, oh, by the way, this just happens to be a rule. Because that's literally what was happening. But they'd be like, well, actually, the house rule, I get to make up the rules because I live here. Then, bitch, we don't want to fucking play.
So the rules, so what we're talking about is that dealer, so can y'all sign up on this too? The dealer always plays the first card. Bob was like, no, the winner plays the first card.
Okay, that's not even what you said. First of all, you said the person to the left of the dealer. So the first card comes off the deck. The first person to play is to the left of the dealer.
Exactly, that's what I meant.
So is the dealer playing the first card, or is the person to the left of the dealer?
But the dealer flips the first card down. The dealer flips the first card down.
That's not playing the first card. The first card you play is actually from your hand. That's playing the first card.
No, that's not what I. No,
you just said dealer plays the first card. You
right,
just
and
said.
And when I say dealer plays the first card, after you shuffle, the first card that goes down from the top, that is essentially the dealer's play.
So now we're all supposed to know the house rules mean that when you say first card, you actually mean from the deck, and it's not actually from the dealer's hands.
That is the first card.
But it's from the dealer. But it's from the deck. It's not from the dealer. So the dealer's not actually doing it. It's just from the deck.
But if
rules.
If you know card games, the deck is the dealer's. Like the deck is like the dealer's hand.
No. What happens is you play to the left of the dealer. The first card comes off the deck. That's not the dealer. And then to the left of the dealer, that person plays. And then after that round,
you've obviously never been to Las Vegas, or you've never played like actual real games of card stuff. You've never done it, and it's clear. It shows.
You couldn't even articulate that crunchy ass sentence, okay? And then also, everyone plays the left of the person who just won. They can come in below.
Because you're saying
it's the dealer, but you're saying it's actually not the dealer. What is it then, bitch? Who goes first? Who puts their first card down? Who puts
from their
card?
hand?
Bitch.
The person left of the dealer.
That's what I just said. Until after the first round, then when someone wins, it's the person to the left of who won.
Now you're adding shit again. Now you're just adding your own rules.
But that's you. House rules. I make up the house rules. Monet's special rules of the game that no one else gets to know.
Oh my God.
Also, not to mention y'all, by the way, Monet had me on hold here. Wait for her. Monet was full Karen.
I was not full Karen.
Monet, you were Karen. You were full on. I was like, oh my God.
It's not wild. So to give you some context, so I moved here to LA officially on April 1st, but I had my apartment since March 15th. So literally, as I would had my official day when I signed stuff, I went online to get all my stuff because I want to continue my life. I don't want my shit being on hold. So I literally went online to Crate and Barrel because my friend had this amazing couch. I was like, I want this couch, Taylor, and it's literally the softest, most comfortable couch I've literally ever slept on. So I went to Crate and Barrel and I ordered a couch. It said 3-week delivery. I said perfect. So that kind of lines up. So essentially, I should have gotten the couch on March 23rd. In my place, bitch. March 23rd is here. A few days later, I'm like, this is crazy. So I called Kramer. I was like, hey, how's supposed to have an order delivered on the 23rd? She was like, no one told you. Oh, Kevin. She was like, it's actually gonna be it's on back order until end of June. I was like, end of June, like March, April, May, June, like 4 months from now. She's like, yeah. I was like, this is annoying. I was like, well, what's going to happen? She's like, well, we could arrange like a replacement couch until yours comes. I was like, that's great. Boom. Never heard from them. So I called them today on the phone. They had me on hold for 45 minutes. And then I was letting the lady know the situation. That's it.
So what did you say to her then? What you were just like, oh, well, I'm just letting you know. You were not just letting. You are really downplaying your part in this.
Okay,
I just basically just told her what happened. That was literally all I did.
So I explained to her the whole thing, and she got me hot. She's like, well, you know what? For your inconvenience.
So now, now you admit that you got hot. Okay, because a second ago you were just letting the lady know what happened.
She's like, for your inconvenience. She's like, for like the 5 months that you've been waiting for this couch. She's like, I'm gonna give you $150 voucher.
Now you were sprinkling. Okay, now this is where I jumped the conversation. Monet is now sprinkling in words. The woman did not say for the 5 months that you've been waiting.
But that is the truth. I've been having one for 5 months. So she was saying,
she didn't say that.
She didn't say that. Yeah, I'm adding that. But she was like, we can offer you $150 gift card. I was like, no. I was like, $150. I was like, let me tell you the story again. I told her the whole thing, how no one contacted me, and I just had to call and find out myself.
No, let me tell you what Monet said.
She was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Monet's really painting herself in a real positive light. Monet goes, to be honest, I don't think $150 is enough money. I think that $150.
I did not say enough money. I said that $150 is not appropriate. That's what I said.
$150 does not feel appropriate. I don't know if you know this or not, but I was raised in the 1% of St. Lucia. I'm a very wealthy person. I had a fucking housekeeper. Let's make that clear. So $150 does not feel appropriate to me. I've been waiting for, and when they goes, and then I called, and the person goes, I'm sorry. No one told you. And then Monet said, and then you were like, oops, here's $150. I heard the woman. She did not go, oh my God. Monet,
yes, she did. I
heard her. Monet's making everyone laugh. Everyone's like, oh my God. What? 150. But here's the thing. I would say this: from someone working in customer service, what I appreciate when people do is when you are having a problem with if you don't like what's being offered to you, sometimes you need to tell me what you want. Like, what do you want?
And I told her what I wanted. And she was like, I was like, Natalie, I was like, I think I would like to get the loaner couch that was promised to me. And she was like, yeah, I don't know if you can do that. And I was
she wasn't laughing now? Did the giggles leave?
She did. Her fucking what do you use when you go to the dentist?
Retainer.
No, gas. A fucking laughing gas wore off, bitch. And she was like, I don't think we can do that. And I was like, she's like, I need to get further approval. And then she was like, I'm gonna contact my manager.
It's called nitrous oxide, by the way.
Nitrous oxide. And she was like, I'm gonna find out, but I will call you back. And I was like, and she was like, and if I don't, I was like, oh, Natalie. I was like, oh, I will call back. I was like, somebody's gonna get back. One of us is gonna get back on the phone. And she was like, she's like, okay.
She didn't laugh. She didn't laugh, bitch. She goes, all right, Kevin.
But that is so Bob, it's just not crazy to you at all. Bob was like, this is normal. Bob literally has a crazy situation at his home where Bob is just letting these contractors run all over him. They're supposed to come and do floors. They're not coming to the floor. They're coming back tomorrow. They're never coming back. And this is because you're not.
How am I letting them run all over me? I'm calling them every day, talking to them. I'm not like I'm not just being like, whatever you say, Daddy.
Then nigga, why they not at your place fixing the floors
and why
right
don't you
now?
have a fucking couch, bitch? You
I
have
don't know.
No couch. You have no loaner. You have nothing. I've been to your house. You have one chair and some fucking dinner table chairs. Right. So why are you letting them run all over you, bitch? You're getting stumped on. since we're talking about what people been doing to you, Handy.
Well, Natalie just called me back. She sent an email. Oh no, it just asked me to rate Natalie. I'm gonna give Natalie excellent. Her customer service was excellent.
Her email just says LOLOL. It's just her going. Oh my God, you're so funny. You're so funny.
I give Natalie 5 stars.
Have you ever worked in customer service?
Yeah, I was a front desk agent at the Yale Club, girl.
What did you do when you had nasty Karens come up to you?
I was one of those customers. I never had that. Again, I always portray such a nice energy, and I didn't have nasty people come to me. Or like when they would, they would be nasty with like my other coworkers, and when it got to me, they were like, "Kevin, thank God you're here," and they'll explain it to me, and I'll be like, all right, Mr. Sharp, let me see what we can do. All right, I was like, go back to your room, and then I'll call your room in like about 10 minutes, let you know what's going on. And then if it couldn't be resolved, then they would talk to the manager and get nasty with them. But people rarely got nasty with me at work.
All right, I'm coming up to you at the Yale Club right now. You ready?
Okay. Wait, hold on. I'm typing. Hold on. Checking in.
Excuse me.
Hi, Mr. Caldwell. How are you?
We need to cut straight to the chase. My room is a complete disaster.
Okay.
The sheets are full of semen.
Okay.
Semen. Actual semen.
Like more than one.
No, you know what I mean by semen. It's there's
cum. Oh, cum. Okay. I was like, how did this Fleet Week is next week? How did they get in?
You think this is funny? Interesting. So I don't believe that the room was clean. I think either you guys gave me someone else's room, they did not clean the sheets or something, but it is a disaster in there. And there's a used toothbrush on the counter.
Okay. Do you mind if I come up and check it out, Mr. Caldwell? Is that okay?
Yeah, you have a key to the room.
Okay.
Go check it out real quick.
Oh my God. There are.
Yeah. Do you see all that? And do you see all this?
Crazy. Okay. Now, Mr. Caldwell, I don't know how to say this, but for the past 4 times you stayed here, your room specifically has had this problem. So, I'm not.
Yeah, and you have not offered me. You offered me $150.
No,
you offered me a $150 Crate and Barrel gift card.
Well, I'm not gonna.
In my opinion, I don't think that's appropriate. That's not enough.
I'm not gonna point any fingers, but we have done some DNA testing, and survey says that this is your semen, Mr. Caldwell.
Now, you guys get DNA testing in the space?
Yes, I guess I have it. It's an app on the iPhone. It's called Test Your Semen.
This is so interesting. That you have, well, listen, I don't want to get caught. All right, I kind of pull this scam in every hotel I go in. But you want to?
I got you.
You want to make some DNA up in this room?
Mr. Caldwell.
So stupid. I mean, whenever I worked in customer service, I always had. I don't know. I have great customer service. Also, do you, I know we've talked this before, but do you have a customer service voice?
Yeah.
What was your Yale Club voice?
I was just doing it. Hello, Mr. Caldwell. How are you? Good to see you.
That's your Yale Club voice?
Yeah, that was my Yale Club voice.
Hi, I need a bottle of champagne in my room.
Sure, Mr. Caldwell. We'll get that right up to you. Can you just tell me your room number, please?
Yeah, 666.
666. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. It'll be up there in about 5 minutes. I'll let the bellman know right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me give you my voice. You ready?
Hi, I'm staying in room 727, and I want new sheets and towels and stuff.
Okay, How many sheets do you need?
I need 7.
7? All right. And how many towels?
3.
All right. Do you want me to send them up or do you want to take them up yourself?
This is the Yale Club. You want me to come down and get it myself?
Well, you're at the front desk. You're here at the front desk. So I can either hand them to you now or I can send them up.
You can send them up. Thank you.
Right. Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you so much, Miss
Exchange.
Brown. Exchange. Miss
Yes.
Exchange.
Brown.
I don't know. I want to call you Miss Brown.
This is a little racy, but okay.
You ever notice that black people often have the last name that's a color? Have you ever noticed that?
No.
Green, brown, and white are very common last names for black people.
I don't know if that's true, but I'm not even trying to be a contrarian. I just don't know if that's true. I don't think black people have it.
In the South, it's pretty common for black people to have the last name green, brown, or white.
Maybe in the South, but I was like, I don't know that to be true in the black people I've met in my life that were colors.
Well, I mean, where you from? They all got French last names.
Bertin.
Does everyone have a French last name in St. Lucia?
No, because we were 7 times British, 7 times French. Like the French.
What does that mean? 7 times British.
There were wars, and the British won 7
times.
And
there were 14 wars in St. Lucia.
And the British won 7 times, and the French won 7 times.
In St. Lucia, there were 14 wars.
Yes.
Jesus.
Or I don't know if you call them wars. There were battles.
That is wild.
Yeah. Jacob is bringing up some screen with some statistics. I need to expand.
Top 40 list of the 30 most common last names for black people: Taylor, Wilson, Moore, White, Lewis, Walker, Green, Thompson, Washington, Anderson, Scott, Carver, and Wright are the top 13.
Where is that based off? What?
What is this website? Thatsister.com.
I just don't go off. Jones is the top black class.
Oh no, that's true. That's true. There are a lot of Joneses. There are a lot of black Joneses.
Do you know any white Joneses?
Tom Jones.
Oh yeah, Tom Jones.
I don't know him.
Yeah. Right. And to be fair, these all came from fucking. Oh wait. Jacob is scrolling so fast. Williams. Oh. You can probably name a ton of people with the last name Williams. During the last census, this name was the most common with over 774,000 people with the last name Williams.
And I know two of them, Venus and Serena.
Gag. How popular do you think yours is, Caldwell?
Caldwell? Not terribly. I've rarely met Caldwells in my life. And yeah, I rarely meet Caldwells. I just met a woman named Caroline Caldwell in South Carolina who I think I might be related to.
I see. Well, I will say you on this call right now, you have the most common last name. I know 2 Caldwells. I know 1 Ritz. I know 1 Burton.
Who the Caldwell you know?
Casey Caldwell.
Are you also acknowledging that like there are several spellings of the name Burton? Like your name in either iteration is pretty common.
Well, we're not talking about different. We're talking about Bertin, my last name. We're not talking about the Burton.
Now we got a specific spelling. So Monet with an accent over the E. A good.
House rules, bitch. House rules.
Well, bitch, I'm in my apartment. Okay, you're in yours. I'm in mine's. Henny.
Not mine's. Ooh,
quick question before we take a break. I was looking this up. Ooh, child, the ghetto. What is the difference between a condo and an apartment? Because I live in this home. I call it an apartment, but everyone's like, it's a condo, right?
I thought that a condo, you buy a condo, you rent an apartment.
So if I buy this and rent it to someone else, it then becomes an apartment?
I don't think you can do that, though.
I can rent this out to someone. I can rent it out today if I wanted to.
Yeah, I think you buy a condo and you rent an apartment.
I think that when it's like, for example, we were looking at these houses that were fully standalone houses, and they were also considered condos
ownership
as well.
The biggest difference between a condo versus apartment is ownership. An apartment is defined as residence that is rented, often as part of a larger residential building. A condo is a similar in structure to an apartment, usually a unit with a larger residential building, but condos are owned instead of rented. Literally what I said.
If I rent this condo to someone else, it becomes an apartment.
Yes.
Overnight. I also feel like condos are a way for people to feel fancy. People are like, I live in a condominium. It's like, bitch, I'm in an apartment. This is fully an apartment.
It's a condo, Bob. You own a condo.
Bitch, this is an apartment. It's It's too St. Lucia for me to call it a condo.
Oh my God, stop saying that. You are crazy. You're so crazy about that. You've been so wild about that. I cannot.
Let's tell y'all the story. I haven't told on the podcast yet. I said to my friend.
My God. Well, let's take a break. You tell me when to come back.
Okay, fine. So we watched The Color of Friendship on our Patreon exclusively with some guests. And also big shout out to Lloyd, one of our patrons who lives in Canada, who is from South Africa, who was able to. So if you don't know, I had never heard of The Color of Friendship. It is based on a true story of a woman named Piper who did a foreign exchange student program and had a South African come live with her. The South African shows up. She is white, and it is in the midst of the height of the apartheid movement in Africa in the 70s.
In South Africa, yeah.
In South Africa in the 70s. So
Stephen Biko was just killed by the government.
Yeah. So this white girl shows up, and then we have this guy named Lloyd from our Patreon talking to us about like the instances and what it was. Well, he's not old enough to be. He was talking about what it was like with his mom and all that stuff. Anyway, in the middle of this, there's this one bit where the girl's like, well, we both don't have any money, but they both live in like mansions. And Monet was like, bitch, that ain't no mansion. Those broke bitches do not live in mansions. And I was like, Monet, what did you grow up in? That these are little shit condos, apparently,
God.
compared to what you grew up in. Monet was like, we said a modest 4-bedroom. How many bathrooms? You didn't even tell how many bathrooms.
Oh my God.
How many, bitch? You're embarrassed to say because you were so rich. How many? You 1% bitch. How many? How many bathrooms were in the house, Monet? Answer the question right now.
One. It was one.
You are so full of shit. 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. You are full of shit. How many bathrooms are in this house, Monet? Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
You know what? We could call my mom and ask her.
You remember. You lived in the house, didn't you?
3.5.
See? Oh my God. Must be nice. And then when it was like, well, of course. And then when they walked me to the car and dropped this little nugget, well, of course we had a housekeeper.
You're a fucking liar. Bob is a liar. Bob asked me.
I said, did you have a nanny? And you said, well, of course we had a housekeeper.
No, I didn't. See, oh my God, you're so there was a woman in the movie, her name is Flora, and Flora lived at the house with the South Africans, and she took care of the kids. And Bob said something about that, and he was like, well, did you have a housekeeper in St. Lucia? I was like, yeah, we did. And you were like, did your housekeeper have a housekeeper?
No, when they said everyone had a housekeeper. No, when they said we had what was her name? Juliet? What was her name? Julietta. When they said, yeah, of course.
Okay, her name is not, okay, don't Americanize her name. Her name is not Julietta. It's Julietta.
Okay, I have an accent. I apologize. When they goes, well, obviously we had a housekeeper. Her name was Julietta, but everyone had a housekeeper. And I said, what, did Julietta have a housekeeper? And Monet could not bring herself to answer that question because she knows Julietta didn't have a housekeeper. Monet, if you grew up rich, it's not a detriment to you.
I did not grow up rich. I did not grow up rich.
But here's a question. Were you comfortable?
Yeah, we were middle class.
And that's family. What rich people say. Rich people love to be like, we're comfortable. Let me tell you this way, Monet. We were not comfortable. The Caldwells were not comfy. Bitch, we were uncomfortable as hell. Like, oh my God. I remember living in this apartment in Columbus, Georgia on Victory fucking Drive. It was, and the apartment complex is not even there anymore. Like, it was so bad and they've torn it down since then.
Really?
And yes, we were in a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. So you know how when you go into a closet and you turn around, there's an area right above the door, between the ceiling and the door. So people often forget to paint that. Like, actually, quite frankly, people forget to paint that. So you know how you go into the closet? I remember turning around and seeing I will never forget this. Above the door in the closet, which was not a walk-in, like it was like if you went in the closet and they closed the door would be like in your face. It was that tight. And it said murder written in red. I think it was like red rum.
What in The Conjuring?
Well, red rum is from The Shining.
Red Rum is a drag queen in New Jersey.
Well, red rum is murder backwards, and it was written just like in The Shining. It was like dripping in like red paint. And I remember I used to get so freaked out by this.
That's
and
so
we were living
scary.
we were in the hood.
That's so
Not
scary.
we didn't. Julietta would not. It felt safe in my neighborhood. Julietta would be like, clean your own toilets.
Oh my God, you're so.
Did you have to do chores growing up?
Yeah.
I also found out that what was it, like, banking? You had to like move the money, the family's money around. I also found out that Monet Exchange got $5 a day as an allowance. That is $150 a month. That is Monet. That's wild.
Is that crazy?
And me and Monet's friend Tyrone were like, "What?" And they were like, she was like, "Yeah, my mom would give me $5 a day."
But also, again, guys,
to throw in people's faces.
But you lived in Atlanta, like it's a to get bitch to do $5 a day got me a sandwich and a drink. There was not. That's like a lot of money in New York. Plus, I had like I didn't get free MetroCards. I got like half MetroCards, so I still had to pay 75 cents for my MetroCards. So the regular fare is $1.50. For me, it was 75 cents. So that 75 cents had to go to and from school. So that's $1.50. So essentially, I had $3.50 to go to school.
Let's be clear about one thing. I grew up in Atlanta. I did not grow up in the woods of Wisconsin.
But the cost of living is different. I did not grow up in
Andalusia, Alabama.
The cost of living is different.
I didn't grow up in Antarctica. Which is
the
actually
cost
quite
of living
expensive.
is different from New York City to Atlanta, Georgia. Bitch, 1,000%. I've lived in both places, and I frequently both places.
Me too. Same.
Well,
I've lived in both places. I lived in Atlanta longer than your little 1 year. I did 12 years, hard time.
And I want to say that's like you in prison 12 years.
12 years, hard time in New York City. And I lived in Atlanta from 6th grade until I graduated high school. Mama.
So the cost, but I'm saying the cost of living as opposed to from Atlanta.
But I act like I've never lived in New York City. How dare you?
I'm just saying, like,
and I didn't have a rich mom giving me money, honey.
Well, the way you're saying it, you're making it seem like it's not the same. $5.
It's okay for you to acknowledge that you grew up with money.
Also, we didn't have the luxury of our parents picking us up from school and dropping us off. That wasn't our lives. But you had to get on the fucking train.
I walked to school.
You said your mom dropped you on the other night. So which one is it? Did you walk or did your mom drop you?
My mom would drop me off at like play practice. But
okay, so you lied then. So you lied. Okay, got it.
I did not lie. I walked to school, but that's because I lived next door to the school. And when I didn't live next door to school, I took the bus, the school bus.
Okay, well we don't have school buses in New York. We don't have
That's
school
not
buses.
true. I've seen school buses with my own eyes.
It was those are from middle schools. Those are not for high schools. High schools don't have.
So in your middle school, what'd you do? How'd you get to school?
We had to,
you know how I know you took the bus? Because you and your friend could be like, we took the cheese bus. We took the cheese bus.
6th grade year, they let you take the cheese bus. 7th and 8th grade, you did not get on the cheese bus. You have to take.
So what year did you start taking Uber Blacks? What year did that start?
Oh my God, this podcast. This is
maybe today needs to be about classism. Because we're in too deep. Like,
I mean, talk about classism.
I have another theory. You know what? Someone tried to argue me on the internet, and I'm going to say this right now and make it clear. If you had the Disney Channel, you were low key rich. That's the end of this discussion.
I don't think that's true.
If you had Disney Channel, y'all niggas was rich.
No, for example, I didn't have Disney Channel in St. Lucia, but because you don't. When I grew up in St. Lucia, you didn't buy cable like that. Like that's not how it worked. Like they were just channels we had for free, and then
you used to pay people to come out and act out scenes in your living room.
You know that Beyonce did that for Dreamgirls. She hired an entire thing and recreated scenes for Dreamgirls for her audition. I was like, that is fucking fierce. She's like, I want this role. Having this channel
do you think that Jennifer Hudson's gonna win her second Oscar for Aretha?
I will see the movie. I don't know. I mean, I personally think Jennifer Hudson did a fucking incredible standout job in Dreamgirls. People love to shade
Everyone
her for
does.
Dreamgirls.
She won the Oscar.
No, yes, but people love to shade her for Dreamgirls and acting like she was like a weak part of the movie. I've heard that argument a lot of times with gays.
I've heard people say that they didn't think Beyonce did a great job, which I also don't agree with.
I disagree.
I've never
she did a great job.
Anyone say that Ms. Hudson, she was fucking bananas. What do your parents do? What did your mom do for a living?
So when I was growing up, my mom was a big wig. I don't know what her exact title was. I can call her and ask her, but it's also 5:30 in St. Lucia right now, so she's probably just gonna. Anyway, when I grew up, she was like a big wig over at Cable and Wireless. Cable and Wireless is like it was a telephone company in St. Lucia. It's like AT&T It's like Verizon. It's like one of those.
Did your mom own a cell phone? Why do I think
She's
your mom
not
owned a cell phone tower?
because you do the Bob thing. One day we were probably talking at your house about what my mom did. I said, "Oh, she worked. She had like a really nice position at a cable." Oh, so your mom owned cell phone towers in St. Lucia, Monet. It was one of those situations. And then your brain took that and ran with it. And then my dad he worked for the government for the Department of Agriculture.
Bitch, y'all niggas, that's money. The Department of Agriculture.
It's St. Lucia, Bob. It is not okay. Just to give you reference, like for example, I'm trying to get like prices. Like I can't even think of stuff, but like the cost of living in St. Lucia is so much higher than in America. It's crazy. Like how much like a carton of eggs is like $13.99. And yes, $1 in America is $2 in St. Lucia. So your money does go longer. But the jobs are the same. So like the same. So let's say someone working as a bank teller makes $30,000 in America. A bank teller makes the same $30,000 in St. Lucia. So essentially, they're making half of what you make in America. If that makes sense.
According to this website, the agricultural manager average salary in St. Lucia is $48,000 a year. 48,000, whatever the money is. What is the money?
Eastern Caribbean dollars. But in America, that's probably like a six figure. That's like a six-figure salary job.
48,000 East Caribbean
dollars
to USD.
That's like $25,000.
Is it?
Yes.
What y'all? I'm still not convinced y'all was not wealthy as shit. So your mom owned a cell phone company, and your father owned all the agriculture in the entire country.
He did that, and he's also a professor of agriculture.
Monet, you come from a very fancy place. Have you ever? Okay, here's gonna answer I got a couple of questions. These are gonna answer all my questions about how rich you were. Have you before your 10th birthday? Have you ever ridden a horse?
No, I've never ridden a horse.
You never rode a horse?
No.
Are there a lot of horses in St. Lucia?
I mean, yeah, on the beach.
Like wild horses?
Not wild. Like people like have them on the beach, but it's a very touristy thing to do.
Okay. How about did you have any private music lessons?
I did take piano, yes.
Mm-hmm. Private. Interesting. When you were in St. Lucia, did you go to public or private school?
I went to public school.
You are lying. Why do you stutter so much? You're lying. You went to private school in St. Lucia.
Bob, I stutter every conversation we had on this podcast. I stuttered. I mean,
What was the name? What was the name of your public school in St. Lucia? I'm gonna Google it right now. What was the name of it?
I went to sorry.
You're lying. You're lying.
I remember.
I know the name of my school I went to.
I don't mind Anglican primary school.
Anglican?
Yes.
Primary school, St. Lucia. You made that up.
I did not make that up.
Unless y'all don't have a website.
I don't know if it exists. Schools in St. Lucia don't have websites.
Money, you are 30. You're not 87. Does the school even exist anymore? How many cars did y'all have growing up?
My mom had a car. My dad had a car.
2 cars?
Race?
Okay, what kind of cars were they?
I don't remember. My dad had a Honda something, probably an Accord, and my mom had an SUV. I don't remember.
Did you roll the windows or did you press a button and it rolled up?
We rolled the windows in my dad's car, and my mom had pressed the buttons.
So your mama came from money.
What did your mom do?
My mother has had a lot of jobs. When I was very young, my mother worked at a company called Fold Pack. Do you know Fold Pack?
No.
So they make those little boxes that rice comes in.
They make the boxes like Uncle Ben's?
Like the boxes with the wire handle on them that your rice comes in when you go to a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, got it.
So my mom worked in a factory and she would make those boxes like all day. So this is literally what she would do. She would make those boxes, like cut them and package them and send them out to Chinese food restaurants. And the company's called Fold Pack.
Fold pack. Work.
And then my mother went to college. She was in college while she was doing that. And then my mother got a job
I
as an
love that.
accountant at Burnham Services, which is a trucking company that I don't think even exists anymore. And then my mother was an accountant at Wachovia.
Oh, word.
And then
Oh my God,
by the time
Wachovia doesn't exist anymore, right?
it is now Wells Fargo. So
Got
basically, every company my mom's ever worked for has folded.
And back.
I don't think Fold Pack exists anymore either. Can you Google that? Let me see. Does Fold Pack still? It was FOLDP. Fold Pack. I guess they're still around. Yeah,
They have to be. I mean, that's also an industry. I'm like, that stuff is always going to be. You're always going to need stuff like that.
Anyway, so and then by the time I got to high school, my mother was my mother ran the cyber lab at Morris Brown College.
Oh, word. Oh my God, Morris Brown. That's the school from Drumline.
It is the school that no longer exists.
Oh, Morris Brown doesn't exist either. Oh my God. Miss Martha.
Wait, I don't think I think it exists, but it's no longer an accredited. Hold on, Morris Brown College. Imagine my mama just shutting down every single imagine.
What was the
Well,
best?
I don't know what's up with Morris Brown right now, but it lost its accreditation a while back, and it was like, you know, the three big black schools were Spelman, Morehouse, and Morris Brown, and Morris Brown was the co-ed school, and it was a little less, shall we say, refined as the other two.
Oh, was it?
But apparently Morris Brown is back up and running. But there was a short time where you could not get a degree from Morris Brown.
I mean, going to coming from New York, northern states, like when you hear someone going to Morehouse or Spelman, you're like, bitch, you're doing the thing.
Yeah, and my father was in the military. He was medically discharged, and then he was like a swindler, like a scammer.
Work.
Not a scammer.
I mean, at least your daddy was setting trends, honey. He was not following the crowd because that's when scamming was new.
I know a couple of drag queens he's inspired, apparently.
You know when you get cornered by your shady Uncle Fester at the family gathering, and you gotta lie and bend the truth to not tell your tea? You know, the one that asked you about, when you getting married, who's that person? When you gonna move out your mommy and your daddy house? When you mind your motherfucking business? Only for them not to really listen to you and just judge you the entire time? Yeah. Well, while you may have to grin and bear all that with your family, you shouldn't have to feel that way when you go to the doctor. Enter Zocdoc, the place where you can find and book doctors who will make you feel comfortable and actually listen to you. And we're not talking about a few, we're talking about tens of thousands of doctors, all with verified patient reviews, so you can make sure the vibes are vibing before you ever meet in real life. With Zocdoc, you've got more options than you know. Zocdoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. And let me tell y'all, the reviews are the tea on Zocdoc. They are so funny. I love Zocdoc, and after using it, I could never go back to booking my doctors the regular way. No, girl, this is the future, y'all. Booking your doctor in an app on your phone. Hello, 2024. Go to Zocdoc.com/rivalry and download the Zocdoc app free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/rivalry, Zocdoc.com/rivalry. I'm here to talk to y'all about a little application called Hinge. Because if you did not know, Hinge is the dating app designed to be deleted. Now, I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but y'all, I met Andy on Hinge. Hinge was the way that we had gotten connected. And let me tell you the story. I had just moved to LA. You know, I had done my dudes, going around WeHo, being a whore. And then I finally downloaded Hinge. And then right before I was going to film All-Star 7, I get a message from this dude named Andy. And he's like, I like your profile, whatever. Let's get coffee. And I was like, you're cute. I was like, but I'm going away on tour for 8 weeks and we're not allowed to have our phones. And he was like, okay, I guess hit me up when you come back. So I do All-Star 7. I come out and I message him like, hey, remember me from Hinge? And then the rest is history. 3 years later, girl, she's still working. Hinge's LGBTQIA+ prompts are designed to help queer daters better connect based on similarities, interests, and compatibility. Plus, the prompts were created in collaboration with GLAAD, so they are by the people for the people. Like this one, my chosen family is the best at. And for me, my chosen family is the best at keeping it real. Like my chosen family keeps it real with me, so I don't be out here looking crazy. Amen. Download Hinge and show off your full self using the LGBTQIA plus prompts today. Then find someone worth deleting the app for. How were your Christmases? What was like? What were your Christmases typically like? Like, would you guys get all the things you wanted, and et cetera, et cetera?
I would say this: we got everything we wanted. Like I remember, like we would get one big ticket item, like one. Like I remember getting a Nintendo. We got every game console that we wanted when they came out.
Same.
That was like our big ticket item per year. And then my mom would so this is how we did Christmases. You would get to open one gift on Christmas Eve, the night before, and then when you wake up in the morning, the house was just covered in gifts. I mean, like so what happened was my mom had 2 couches, and then like when the couches meet, there's like the square where they're not there. Mm-hmm. And then the tree was in there, and then she just filled up the whole thing with toys. I mean, really cheap toys, like from the dollar store probably. But also with a couple of nice ones, like a Ninja Turtle sprinkled in, a Power Ranger here, an Easy Bake Oven, a Barbie, like sprinkled in with the shitty toys.
Yeah.
And then we got like one really big thing, and it was usually a game console.
I love that. I mean, honestly, that's really what I want to have kids to like throw them nice Christmases. I would just want to have like I love that feeling, and I love gift giving, and I would.
That's so odd because I've known you for. Thanks. You could really practice on me if you want.
What was your first cell phone?
My first cell phone was the Kyocera.
Oh my God, the one for like Virgin Mobile.
It was from Cricket.
Cricket was not. Cricket was around back then.
Okay, I don't know how old do you think I am on it?
I thought Cricket was only, but in like the past decade or so. I didn't know Cricket was that old.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Cricket came out in 2000. I know I had a Cricket in 2004. Me. So I don't know when Cricket started, but I had a Cricket in 2004.
Interesting.
And a Cricket, by the way, is just like, I mean, when I say like, it is a phone that has nothing but like Snake, and it had a flashlight on it, which I remember thinking was like, people thought it was so crazy that my phone, this was before iPhones were out. People thought it was crazy that my phone had a flashlight on it. People were like, this is wild. And I bought the phone myself. My mother would not buy me a cell phone. And I got it when I was, I think I was 19. I got my first cell phone at 19. How about you?
I don't know what my phone. It was either the Razor or there was something before that. I think I don't remember though. I know. Like my first phone that I purchased by myself was the Sidekick.
Cricket was founded in 1999. Our sources are telling us.
Gag.
But wait. But who bought your phone?
My mom bought me the Razor. And something before that, but I bought myself the Sidekick, or like I asked her for Christmas. I got it for Christmas or something like that.
If you were in Atlanta, you would have lived in Henry County.
Henry County,
but you might have lived in Peachtree City.
I
cannot even believe. Like I probably would have been to your house. I probably would have went to your house and be like, "Damn, these niggas rich."
Oh my God!
I'm like, "Oh my God, they are so rich."
Bob, you are fueling the fans with false narratives about me.
I'm not okay. All I'm saying is, if I would have gone to your house, I would have thought y'all were rich. That is, first of all, if I would have found out that you owned your house growing up, that would have been
honestly
crazy.
I'm so happy. So after my mom and my dad had separated when I was 10, my mom stayed in the house. And my dad got another house, and my mom has
another house.
Well, I mean, so where's gonna live on the street?
He bought the house?
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Stop looking at the screen like that.
I can't believe that your dad moved out and they just bought a house. Which is like, I'll just buy a house. Hey, that's crazy.
Anyway.
So crazy to me.
You are Bob.
Wait, was it a house in New York?
No, it's on the St. Lucia.
But you do own a house in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Money, do you know what it means to own real estate in St. Lucia? You were a millionaire before you went on Drag Race.
Well, I will say that. So the house that I grew up in, like it's like when God forbid, when my mom passes. Like, I'm really excited. I'm honestly happy. I'll have like a
Did you say you're
vacation.
excited for when your mom
No,
passes?
no, no, I'm not excited when she passes, but I mean, that house is in my name.
Damn.
So I'll have a vacation house. But also, my mom wants to move. So, like, in like the next like 10 years, I want to like move my mom to the States. Like, I want my mom to live with me.
Your mom has a house.
Yeah, and that's what she's saying. But
She don't need you. Your mother owns a cell phone tower. She does not need you.
My mom she does want to move to the States. She'll move to the States. But now, my grandmother is still in St. Lucia, and she won't leave because she's an older lady, and she she doesn't
your great grandmother.
No, my grandmother. Sorry.
Got it.
Yeah, she's still in St. Lucia. She doesn't want to leave.
I still cannot believe you own a house, and that is so crazy.
How many cars did y'all have growing up?
One.
No, because you had one, and Justin had one, and your mom had one.
That is a falsehood.
You said you had used, bitch. You on the podcast? How you had a Nissan Sentra or something like that?
Okay, first of all, that was not when I was in high school. I did not even have a driver's license until I got to college. My mother wouldn't let me drive in Atlanta. She wouldn't teach me how to drive. Justin did not have it. Justin couldn't drive either. Me and my brother both learned to drive when we moved out and went to Columbus, Georgia. My grandmother gave me an '89 Nissan Sentra that I had to pay.
So you had another car.
But we didn't have a car. This was not all the same house. This was not all in cobblestone flats. My mother had one car at a time. There was actually a little bit of time where she didn't have a car, but my mom worked at a car dealership. So one of her jobs was at a car dealership. So she was able to get cars from work, I guess. But when I moved to college, my grandma gave me an '89 Nissan Sentra that was like, by the way, when I say '89, just so y'all know, I did not go to school in the '80s or in the '90s. I went to school in 2004. It was a 15-year-old car. It was 15-year-old when I fucking got it. It was a raggedy piece of crap that I had to get fixed to own. But we only had one car. My mom drove a Dodge Dynasty. Then she drove a Mercury Mountaineer. And then she drove a Jeep Cherokee.
But you know, special. I had a '96 Nissan Maxima, and when I got that car, I was 13 years old. Because '96 to 2006, that's 10 years, and I had it in 2009. Yeah, so it was 13 years. So, bitch, you're not.
Well, this is not the Poor Olympics, but bitch, I got the gold medal between you and me.
Do your family go on vacations?
No, I have never been on a vacation.
Never with your family.
To this day, I haven't been on a vacation. To this
day,
that is
not true.
The only time I've ever been on what people might consider vacation was when I did a cruise and I worked one day and I had 9 days off, but I got paid to be there. That's not a vacation. I worked.
You work for one day. It's not the same thing as like.
I've never had a trip that was just vacation. I've never gone somewhere and I've never gone to a foreign country without dragging my suitcase. That's not a vacation, bitch. If drag is on the way, it's not a vacation. I think you and I both know that.
But yeah, I love vacation. We didn't obviously grow up in St. Lucia. St. Lucia is an island, and so we didn't really go on vacations per se.
You can go to other like in New York City. You can go to other cities.
Yeah, but why would you go to another? Well, no. So we did not go on vacations as kids. Oh, I mean, I would go to New York for vacation, but that wasn't really. I was like, you know.
I mean, I went to Mississippi every summer, but I don't think that was really vacation. I think what it was
is vacation.
Well, let me explain it to you. My mother would drive me to Mississippi. Obviously, you never been to Mississippi. No one's like, ooh, vacation in Mississippi. My mother drove to Mississippi because during the summer, we were not in school and she still had to work. So she didn't have anyone to watch her kids because she couldn't afford a babysitter. So Mom would drive me to Mississippi every summer and my grandmother would watch us. My mother would drive back to Columbus, Georgia. No, Grandma Liz. Grandma Julie lived in Alabama.
Right. And Grandma Liz is Miss Martha's mom.
Yes, Grandma Liz is Martha Caldwell's mother.
And Grandma Julia is your dad's mom.
Frank Bridges' mother, yeah.
Got it. I mean, sorry, Frank's. Yeah, got
it. And we would, and so, but that was just so that my mom wouldn't have to, like, so that we wouldn't be at home during the day. And then after a certain age, after my grandma died, we just became latchkey kids and just spent our entire days by ourselves at home. Let's take a break. Were you a latchkey kid?
Latchkey kid. I don't know what that means.
You never heard the expression?
I've heard it, but I don't know what it means.
When you're a latchkey kid, you have a key, you're home by yourself without parental supervision.
Yeah, that's how I mean, I don't want to speak for New Yorkers on a monolith, obviously, but I had a key from. I would walk from elementary school. I used to walk myself home from school and be home until my aunt or my grandmother came home from work.
Just by yourself in the apartment.
In the house. I wanted you to get it correct.
Y'all can't. If y'all are listening, Monet just fucking gathered me like a cheap, inexpensive chignon. Girl, Monet just got me together.
Oh my God.
Damn. Bitch, that hurt my feelings.
You are so silly.
In the house. I'm sorry. This is just also because it never occurred to me that I guess for some reason in my I'm being a little bit hyperbolic and silly, but in my head, for some reason I just thought that you and I grew up in the same economic class, and we really did. Which, by the way, I'm being silly. I mean, I don't really think that your family was like super super rich, but my family was really poor, and it's just it is weird to me because you and I have so much in common that you did not grow up like dirt poor. Like that is just so crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's your perception. I don't feel like you grew up dirt poor.
We were poor. I mean, so to give an example of how poor we were, I lived in one of those households where there'd be an eviction notice on our door like every third month because my mom couldn't afford to pay the rent and all the bills, or we would come home and like the lights would get cut off or the telephone would be cut off. And then we'd be without lights for like 2 days while my mom went down to Georgia Power. And then next thing you know, the light bill is like in my name. So now I'm in like 7th grade, but like Christopher Caldwell has a light bill. And by the time I make it to college, I have bad credit because the lights got cut off again. And then Justin had the light bills in his name.
Got it.
And then my nephew Junior had the lights in his name. And then like, maybe after my mom was able to build her credit back up, she was able to get them back in her name and stuff like that.
Well, you know what, and that's the kind of life June was trying to have for me, and then that's when my adopted mother and my uncle who adopted me, dad, that's when they took over that because that's literally the path that June was, because June is a mess with her life.
So you call my mom June?
No, but you also, you know. So I have a brother with June, and he just got out of prison, and like I'm trying to, and me and my aunt are trying to figure out like how best can we help this person.
Have you ever met your brother?
Yeah, when I lived in Atlanta with June, and when she came to New York a couple times, I lived with him in Atlanta and in New York for like a year. So like,
what was he in prison for?
For I feel it was like robbery, something like that.
You know, so I met this woman named Caroline Caldwell who works with people who are recently out of prison to help them like acclimate back to life. It can be really challenging for people. So my mom used to work at a place called the Community Cyber Center in Atlanta, and one of her jobs was to go to the Fulton County Correctional Facility, which is where they famously said, "I was waiting on you at the door." And she would go in there and she would teach inmates how to use computers. Right. And by the way, my mom, as you notice, my mom's had a lot of jobs. Like every time we go to different parts, she's like, "Oh, at this point she was doing the." "Oh, at this point she was selling cars." Or at this point, my mom worked at Taco Bell. Also, my mom is very overprotective. So at one point, my brother got a job at Taco Bell, and my mom got a job at the same Taco Bell.
No.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
At the same Taco Bell, the Justin's probably like, "Mom, no, please don't."
And my mom already had a full-time job, and she got a job at the fucking Taco Bell that my brother got a job at. And they were working at Taco Bell together. Like,
that's kind of cute, though.
I can't even, because I never actually went to the Taco Bell, but like, so my mom asked her friend to get my brother a job at Taco Bell, and then she was like, and give me one too. So I mean, I'm sure she probably also needed the money. It was probably because she needed the money, and my mother is just she's always been very protective. I accidentally told my mom that I was stressed out yesterday, and it became a full production. I was like, "Mom, I'm so stressed that I have a meeting in like 3 minutes." She goes, "Well, tell me, is it good stress or bad stress?" I said, "Mom, I don't even know. I have no clue. I'm just stressed out." And she's like, "Well, just tell me what kind of stress it is." And I was like, "Mom, I have a meeting in like 30 seconds now." "Well, how stressed are you?" I was like, "Mom, this is adding. You're adding to the stress. I'm stressed right now." And then it became a whole thing. I remember one time I called my mom and told her I had a toothache. And then it was this whole production of me it was like I literally just said I have a toothache, and it became like this wild, crazy like chat back and forth about me having a toothache.
Oh my God! Can I read this? Can I read this message
This is a
that your
message
mom
to Jacob.
sent Jacob?
Yes.
This is your mom sent Jacob. Is Chris okay? He worries me when he said he's overwhelmed. I don't want him to get sick or anything. Oh my God, that's so sweet. I love your mom. She's so nice. I don't want to get sick or anything. And then she said, I know Chris doesn't take stress well. Just sometimes I'm not sure. Thanks for being here. Talking to Jacob. And she said, how is Chris doing? At 12:24. That's
today. How's Chris doing today? It is like my mom checks me like, and also I did not realize how frequently I talk to my mom. I thought everyone talked to their mom 4 times a week.
No. When we hang out, and back when we used to hang out almost every day, I used to tell you, I was like, you talk to your mom every day? And I'm like, that's so wild to me. Like, my mom will call me every day, but I will maybe talk to my mom once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've seen you look at the phone. I'd be like, don't do her dirty like that.
Well, because also, and I love talking to my mom, but my mom is the type of mom.
Your mother's name is Robin, right?
No, Jackie.
Jackie, that's right, Jackie. My bad.
And then, but my mom's also mom. She just wants us to be on the phone. Just not saying anything. She just wants us to just be on the phone.
That's the whole point.
Just hearing air. I'm like, Mom.
What did Jackie say? What did Jackie say on the phone when she calls you?
Nothing. She normally, my mom loves entertaining shows. She normally has like a little like dinner party she had, and my mom loves to feed people and she likes to cook. So my mom will cook a whole bunch of food. When my mom cooks like 4 meats. So she'll cook like lamb, chicken,
lamb. Y'all niggas rich, not lamb. Oh my God. I'm having such a hard time accepting that we're bitch, we're Aladdin and Jasmine. I'm Aladdin, bitch. You're Jasmine. Princess Jasmine, living in the tower.
They look like lamb, chicken, like roast, stew pork or something, and then she'll make like all these things. Then she'll like invite people over, and she'll have like drinks and everyone. Like she just loves doing that. Like that's her thing. Like
what, they drinking water with gold in it?
What's that? Oh, that's her love language. She likes to feed people and like take care of people that way.
My mom love language is teasing people
things.
and making fun of people. Like my mom love language is like being like, it's just, Jacob will tell you, she just teases everyone. Like she's just such a jokester, and she like just she's not a bully, but she's not.
That sounds like someone I know.
I mean, Jacob can tell you she kind of bullies Jacob sometimes. One time, Jacob was I was on the FaceTime with my mom, and then she was like, "Tell Jacob I see him back there being all pale." Tell Jacob I see him in the corner being all pale. I should have my mom on. Do you think Jackie would ever do our podcast?
My mom is not technological at all. So I don't know how we would even get her.
You ain't got a cousin or somebody over there in St. Lucia?
No, I don't. I mean, I do. I mean, there is someone that can help her do it for sure. But yeah, we should definitely. But you already said Bob said on this podcast. I don't know what episode it was. He's like, our moms would never be friends. I was like, oh my God.
I just feel like me and my mom are too country and like ghetto, and like y'all are like sweet, like your rich island people.
I'm like not rich island people. I think our moms would get along very well. Actually, my mom loves to talk and she loves to make friends. My mom is that girl.
And my mom is loud and country and
it'll just be hard because we won't be able to see each other. With my mom, it'll probably be audio only.
Y'all ain't got no cameras in St. Lucia, man.
Wait, my mom doesn't have an iPhone. My mom has like a basic level phone.
Your mother works at a cell phone company and she don't got a phone.
Yeah, because she didn't work in like production or blah, blah, blah. She worked in like, like financial stuff.
I mean, I reckon so. I mean, one day we'll have the ladies on, and maybe should we do them one at a time or should we do them together?
We should do one at a time. We'll have Miss Martha on, and we'll have Jackie Daniel on, and then I think that'll be such a fun. We'll do it. We'll definitely do it.
I mean, my mother is one of those folks that, so whenever we have to do a thing, my mother is not. So I just have one of my friends from college go over to my mom's house and set her up. Literally, I have to like pay a friend from college to go over to my mom's house and set everything up. And then my mom just sits in front of like we did with the WAP video, which by the way got taken down off YouTube.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did you play the music in it? You didn't play the music in it.
We showed the video.
Oh, you can't show the video.
Apparently not. And maybe I should re-upload it to the Patreon as an exclusive because the video of me and my mom watching WAP is just Martha Caldwell is just a very funny person. Like she really tickles me completely pink.
Also, we had a call with Patreon, just so y'all know, and they're adding a feature to our account where we can just upload the videos directly. So I know sometimes people watch the videos and they're like, it won't load for me, but that's because we had to load it through YouTube and put it on Patreon. But now we can upload it directly to Patreon. It's gonna change the fucking game.
Do you have any rich family members?
I mean, I don't know about how rich, but I have an uncle in Atlanta who has like a big cleaning company. He's probably like, well off in Atlanta.
I just realized something.
What?
You don't have any rich family members besides this one uncle?
Uncle Sydney? No.
Monet, you know what that means?
What?
Bitch, you're the rich family member. Jackie is the rich family member. Does that not seem clear and obvious to you that Jackie is the rich one? If you're like, no one, more money than me.
So then, who is your rich family member?
So I had an uncle named Uncle Howard who we thought was rich because he. It's weird. When I was a kid, we thought Uncle Howard was very, very rich. I thought Uncle Howard used to own a trucking company. What happened was Uncle Howard owned a truck. He literally owned. He owned his truck, and he was a trucker. And truckers make good money.
Oh yeah, six figures.
Uncle Howard was a trucker, and he was my rich uncle, and along with my Uncle Ray, who does own a construction company. Uncle Ray does own a construction company, but Uncle Howard in his truck kind of went under, and Uncle Howard was also the family drunk. Until the day he died, Uncle Howard was like I have never seen Uncle Howard sober. Ever. I've never seen Uncle Howard coherent. And he was just fucked up, just drunk. And Uncle Howard, I remember one time he got really drunk at Mount Hazel's house and he sat in her chair and he pissed himself in the chair.
Oh my God.
And then he pissed all over the chair. So she got really mad. So my Aunt Hazel would famously take her broom and start hitting you. So she chased Uncle Howard down the street, beating him with a broom in Current, Mississippi. This is my family. This is what my country ass family. When their eyes just got big, was like, oh, who tried to get so the get.
Word.
So Aunt Hazel was chasing Uncle Howard down the street with this broom. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he died poor because he lost his license because of all the drinking. And my Uncle Ray, I think he's doing pretty well. My Uncle Ray came to my show because he lives in Utah. This is my Uncle Howard was my mother's uncle. Uncle Ray is my mother's brother. Her younger brother. So Uncle Ray came to my show in in Utah, in Salt Lake City, Utah. And he was like, hey, nephew, if you ever need money or something, let me know. And I was like, I'm good. But also the truth is, Monet, as of right now, this moment, I am literally the rich uncle.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
I definitely make more money than anyone in my family. Anyone.
Tell me the $100 story.
$100 story.
That
one?
With Camion and Nevaeh.
Wait, is it the one about? Well, this is kind of a sad story. It's kind of sad. I'll tell it. So when I was younger, one of my mom's friends gave me, this is a really sad story. One of my mom's friends gave me and my brother $100. Gave us $100 as a gift.
Between you or each?
We each had $100. So when I lived, you know how I tell you I lived all over Georgia? That's not because we were just we loved traveling. A lot of time it was because my mother could not afford to take care of me and my brother, so we just had to move. So when we moved to Mississippi, my mom just couldn't afford to to like take care of 2 kids. She just
Yeah.
couldn't afford it. So we went to go live with Mount Hazel for a little bit so my mom could save some money. And the same when I moved to LaGrange, my mom just could not afford to take care of me and my brother. Also, we were moving out of it. My mom had just broken up with her girlfriend and we were going to buy a house in Athens, but then that completely fell through. They broke up. And then my mom ended up, there was a point where me, my mom, my brother, my dog, and our 3 pet parakeets were all living in 1 bedroom in Atlanta. I don't mean a 1-bedroom apartment. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, and my mom's friend lived in 1 room, and me, Justin, Martha, Grizzly, Oceana, Casino, and I forget the last bird's name. There were 7 living entities in this bedroom. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was so there's no one needs to live like this. Anyway, so when we lived in LaGrange, one of my mom's friends gave me $100 and gave Justin $100, and we held on to it.
Why? He just random. He was like, here's $100.
Yeah, I think he was like he wanted to make some kids happy, so he gave us $100, and he had some money. So he gave us the money, and we like kept. My brother spent his. I would hold on to money. Like I remember one time my grandma gave me $5, and I kept it for 3 years. My mom made me spend it because she was like, "Don't you have $5?" And I was like, "But this is like the money Grandma Liz gave me." Anyway, so we were in LaGrange, Georgia. My mom would come back to visit us every once in a while from Atlanta because my mom was already in Atlanta in this bedroom trying to set up a life for me, her, and Justin. But we were staying with my Uncle Scotty in LaGrange, and then she got down there, and then like my mom was like hanging out, and it was like a great day. And then like I think it was like the day we actually registered for school in LaGrange at Callaway Middle School. And then as my mom was like getting ready to drive back to Atlanta, she was like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "What's up?" And she was like, I need that money. And I was like, what? And she was like, I'm really embarrassed. I hate that I have to even do this. This does not feel good for me as a mother, but I need for you and Justin to give me your money. I need you to give me the $100. So we were like crying, and I was like, I remember at the point I was like, I think I was crying because I was giving up the money, but also crying because I was like, bitch, we are so fucking poor. My mom is borrowing money from her kids. Like, I hate this.
Right,
like, this is
right.
like this is some bullshit. Like, we are fucking. This is because I remember.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't even tell you at the time. Me and Justin were living in my Uncle Scotty's living room. So my Uncle Scotty and his wife Crystal. It was a 1-bedroom apartment. They lived in the bedroom. And we lived in the living room. We just slept on the couch in the love seat for like a school year.
Gag.
Like that was like, and I think in my head, when I was younger, I used to think that like everyone lived like this. Like I will say this, I genuinely did not realize we were poor until I got older and started telling people these stories. And they were like, you, your mom and your brother lived in a bedroom? And I was like, yeah. Or like you and your brother lived on a couch for a school year? We're like, yeah. And they're like, y'all niggas are poor as shit.
When I first moved to New York, my grandmother and I shared a bedroom, and I would sleep on the floor and she'd sleep on the bed. That was like for a year.
So when I gave my mom that money, it was really it really broke my heart. It was really it felt really devastating to have to see my mom have to ask her children for money. Like, she was really hurt to have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But and so then you gave Nevaeh and Camion $100 bills each recently.
Yeah. So there was this me and my mom were in a Samsung campaign, and so I was able to give my mom some money to give to Camion and Nevaeh. It was for this campaign, but I was also like, let them have like go ahead and like give them the money to do whatever they want. I don't know what they did with the money. Also, Nevaeh's mom is a teacher, and she does pretty well actually. Like Tashara does pretty well for herself. Tashira. Sorry. Also, I call her Tashara.
Bob has been calling this lady Okay, so Bob has been calling his niece's mom by the wrong name for how long?
13 years.
13 years. Her name is Tashira. Bob has been calling her Tashara to her face.
Because my mom told me her name was Tashara. And my mom has been... So what happened was I was just hanging out with Tashira and Nevaeh. and someone mispronounced the name, and Tashira says, "You know who mispronounces names? Your mom." I said, "Yeah, she calls everyone the wrong name." And she calls me Tashara. And I was like... wait, what's your name? She was like, my name is Tashira. And I was like, your name I was like, my mom told me it was Tashara. She goes, I know. I've been calling her Tashara for 13
That's
years. I was
crazy.
like, why do you never correct her? She goes, I just love Martha Caldwell so much. And I was like, oh my God. My mom calls Patty Peppermint Patty.
Oh, because of his Instagram handle that time.
No, because Patty used to work with Peppermint.
No, but that was also Patty's handle on Instagram.
And she still calls him Peppermint.
Got it.
She calls him Peppermint.
Got it.
I'm like, Mom, this is. I was like, but you know who Peppermint is. Like, you know who Peppermint is. Why do you call Patty? I was like, it's wild.
I live. Oh my God. So we're definitely gonna have our moms on the podcast. We need to do that.
So anyway, so for me, it felt really nice that my mom was able to give Camion and Nevaeh this money, because I remember that like particularly low point for her when she had to ask her children to like give them money. I can't even imagine what that must be like as a parent.
Oh, I can't imagine either. I cannot imagine that either. And I mean, but I can't remember.
You have to humble yourself, you know?
Yeah, I can't imagine how it feels for a mom to steal money from her kids, and because I was there too.
Yeah, your mom stole from you?
Oh, June used to all the time. That was like the big thing why I left Atlanta to come to New York, because I was after St. Louis, I was living with June for a year in Gwinnett County. And then like my grandmother and my aunt would like send her money to like buy me school supplies and buy me like, and my birthday was coming, or Christmas or my birthday, one of them. It was Christmas. And they sent money to buy me, I think it was to buy not the Dreamcast, whatever system was after the Dreamcast. It was to buy me that.
The Sega Saturn.
No, I don't remember what it was.
Was it a Sega system?
I don't remember. Maybe even PlayStation 2, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, so then, and Christmas had come around, and then I was telling, and I was talking to my grandmother on the phone. Maybe it was Sega Saturn? No. Bitch, I don't fucking know. Yeah, and then so Christmas came around, and like the day after, or Christmas Day, I'm talking to my aunt and my mom and telling them, I've been talking to my aunt and my grandmother, and they're like, oh my God, so tell me about your gifts you opened up. And I listed everything, and they were like, you didn't get anything else? And I was like, no. And they're like, you didn't get anything else, Kevin? I was like, and then they were like, that's it. You're coming to New York. This lady is trifling.
That is so crazy.
I know. Who knows what she did?
I'm gonna have June on as a private episode. Me and June by ourselves. We're gonna talk.
You know what happened recently? It was 3 years ago. I was June was coming to New York for my aunt was having a barbecue.
You told me about this. Oh my God, you told me about this.
Yeah, and then she came to New York, and then my grandmother made this whole thing. So I walk in the house, and then my grandmother is in the kitchen making fucking sweet potatoes, whatever the fuck she's making.
This is June's mother.
This is June's mother, and she's like, so then I walk through the door.
Is she also Jackie's mother?
No.
Because Jackie is cousins with June.
No, well, by marriage, by my uncle.
Got it. That's right.
Yeah. And then so then I walk in, and then my grandmother she goes, Kevin, June, it's time. I'm like some fucking
not it's time. Not Rafiki.
Girl,
it's time.
Very that. And then she like made us talk, and then June and I went upstairs, and she was crying. She's like, I'm so sorry for everything I've done. I promise. And mind you, she has like a new kid now, by the way. Who, at that point, he was 2 years old. So he's probably like 3 or 5 or whatever now. And then she's like, I'm sorry. I'm really gonna make it up to you. I promise. Bitch, I have not heard from her since that day.
She's probably embarrassed and sad and like,
girl. I was like, one day I'm gonna go to therapy, and then I'm gonna realize like the keys to I have like some mental block from childhood trauma of bad parenting.
I don't doubt it. I mean, I just hate that June did you like that. I mean, you know,
do you feel you do though? Do you feel like there's something that you need, like you're gonna find out about yourself in therapy that's gonna like change your life? Because I maybe it is. I don't know.
I mean, I will say this: my father really kind of like, you know, fucked me up and probably encouraged me to not. A lot of my issues with wanting to be a parent revolve around my father and me being
right.
like, I know that I have that DNA in me. I could be a fucked up dad easily.
Right.
If my dad did it, bitch, I could fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
I'm just so nervous about the notion of being like Frank Pridgett that I'm like, I just don't want to have kids because I don't want to be like him.
No shade, but that name is kind of fierce. Frank Pridgett.
Frank Pridgett?
It sounds like something prolific. Like the Academy goes to Frank Pridgett for best. It sounds very that to me.
For best stealing your car from your child while smoking crack in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. And the award for best crackhead dad who stole a car from his kid while serving his 3rd prison sentence goes to Frank Pridgett. And my daddy with his four gold teeth in the front. Wait, Jacob, you saw my dad, didn't you, Jacob? I mean, Jacob, you want to chime in about your experience with my father?
Oh my God.
Listen, if you think you need help with some therapy like me and Monet, go to betterhelp.com/rivalry.
Honestly,
that's betterhelp.com/rivalry.
Honestly. And this was such a fun conversation.
Oh, you can talk about Frank.
First of all, Land and Jay, let's just bleep out his dad's full name so people can't go find him on Facebook.
First of all, my father is out doing drugs, and he will never hear this. Len, you can loop it.
Oh, but we also don't want random fans like trying to contact him.
Also, another thing, my dad has like 6 Facebook profile accounts because he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to use Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, my experience meeting your dad wasn't like incredibly interesting. What did he do? He gave you and Justin matching like driving sets.
So every time my dad gets off of drugs or out of jail, he opens a new Facebook account. These are all my dad's Facebook accounts.
Good work.
And like I know we probably shouldn't show it, but my dad has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He has 12 Facebook accounts.
We met his new girlfriend, and she kept on trying to tell us how he changed. He seemed nice. He didn't do anything like crazy when I met him, though.
I've never seen my dad be mean. He only does sneaky shit behind my back. I've never seen my dad raise his voice. I've never seen him drink alcohol. I've never seen him do drugs. I've never seen my dad do it. He does all of that in private.
Got it.
Every time. Anyway,
well,
Monet, we got real again.
We did get real just towards the end after all your shenanigans at the beginning of this podcast.
If y'all want to know what it's like for me and Monet growing up, there's a scene in The Color of Friendship where the rich lady drives through the hood and gives this guy $1 for cleaning her window. That is literally the story of how Jackie met Frank Pridgett.
You're so silly. Anyway, you be blessed.
You too.
And I will talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.